I swear, every video there's always something different, and today, all of the windows are boarded up completely, making our safe house pretty dang safe, but also really dark. I do believe it was the starting condition of the Necroa virus starting over again for some reason, and it just boarded up the entire house like it did at the start of the series. Thankfully, all of the infection settings are saved, so we don't have to move on from there. And having a quick little glance around, things are still pretty bad. That's okay though, because I won't be doing anything too crazy today. Instead, we will be focusing on a little bit of self-production, a little bit of self-reliance, and maybe, just maybe, a small bit of looting, because we do have a couple of farm homes around the area that I would like to check out on Barley and Lake Point Road. If I'm feeling a little bit silly, we could also check out the old West Town on Coalfield, but that's getting way too ahead of ourselves. For now, I should find a way to get our car in, because it does have a lot of our supplies. Because if you remember, we do have our car down here, but because it's a smaller gate, I can't really drive it through. So I'm gonna go around the edge, or at least the perimeter. Oh wait, no, never mind. There's literally a road right there, and it seems to have a pretty large gate. And I do believe it would be thick enough to be able to drive a truck through. So I'm gonna follow these dirt paths to see if I can path all the way around towards our car. We can then drive it in, and I think we ought to set up a quick little garden. Man, these paths go on for quite a while. I thought it would have been an easy little adventure, but we are having to navigate pretty far away from the house, which I'm a bit scared of because we are overheated. That's pretty new, actually. I don't remember that. I'll take off my socks, and maybe that would make us a little bit less prone to the elements. Yeah, there it is. Now we're only unpleasantly hot. And hopefully soon after we can come across the road we actually need to take, which will be down here. Then I think we can just follow it up that way. I don't see any zombies, which is the main part. Oh, okay, any longer and I would have started to get extremely worried. We do have our car here. How's the condition look on this thing, by the way? Because it has definitely seen better days. Not the best, especially that engine and the windshield. I should really start to look for a replacement car in the future. For now, though, it will do its job. So I'm going to get in here, and we are going to coast down through the proper entrance. Hello there. Why is there just a dead dude out here? That's a little ominous. The car stalled out too. This is where I get haunted, isn't it? I'm gonna restart the car and I'm gonna go check out the dead body. I would certainly not recommend this in a horror movie, but that's why we have a 12-gauge shotgun. So if he does get up, he's gonna learn very quickly why he shouldn't. No, he's just dead. I don't remember killing this zombie. It is out in the middle of nowhere. That's creepy, dude. All right, I mean, hey, if he stays dead out there, I can continue to drive my merry way all the way back to the lakeside cottage right down here. Yeah, see, it's weird because he's all the way dead over there, and I culled all of the zombies here. I never stepped foot outside this gate. So what killed him? Maybe he's just tired. Anyways, we are able to squeeze through, and just before I forget, making sure, you know, no nighttime wanderers get in, I'll shut the gate. With me, preferably inside. Now I can go ahead, drop off our supplies next to the trailers, lug it in, and move on from there. Wow, I really overestimated how many supplies I was actually going to have by the end of this. I'll be honest, things are looking pretty dang good for us. We do have a few little bits and baubles like the tents and the sewing kits, but most of it I have finally put inside my little humble abode and kind of organized it. It's more so I just put, you know, whatever I could inside, whatever container would allow it, which is, in my opinion, perfect organization. But yeah, let me show you guys around as soon as I grab the last-minute sewing kit and the MSR rifle. The tent and the gasoline can, I will leave, other than the gas can, because I will be using this for my farm. Not the gas, but the actual container itself. So let me just empty this out really quick, so I don't poison my future plants. I already have it all set up right on the outside here, so it's going to be very easy to set up a farm. And I do think a perfect spot is going to be right at the end of the path, right here. But before I go ahead and do that, let me show you guys around, and you can look at our stock, which is pretty darn luxurious. if you want my opinion. Because as soon as you step inside our little toolbox, we have some protective gear, tools, probably one of the most lacking areas, but still, it has some nice materials. Down over this way is my treasure trove of magazines and other supplies. I will probably read this during the downtime, because we do have quite a bit. Aside from drawing and shooting, I do think I want to read that right now, because we are at that level. Yeah, that would really help expedite our shooting skill. Down over here, we have all of our food stuff, which it could be a little bit more, but for it not being all perishable, I think it's pretty darn good. And finally, up here, the reason why it takes so long lugging all this stuff back and forth is the copious amounts of ammo. I think as soon as the zombies start to become scary, we pull out the M16, because we are sitting on hundreds of rounds that I really just don't know what to do with sometimes. We have so much, man, which is not a problem. Let me say that once and let me say it again. Abundance is good in this situation because it's all we have to defend ourselves. But yeah, now that we have finally moved over all of the supplies from the trailers into our home, we can start gardening. So let me see if there's any seeds around here that I've missed, because I do remember there being a couple. Yeah, right inside here we have corn, flax, kale, lettuce, rye, wheat, and zucchini. Grab all of those. Any more in the pouch? Yes, we do. We have even more inside the dang pouch. Let me put this all in one location. I think it's safe to say we have enough seeds to last us the rest of our lives, especially if we play it right. We do have a little sack of fertilizer, which I will take too. Now the question, which of these crops are actually in season? Because I do know that was introduced in Build 42, so we can't just place it or plant it all ad nauseum. There is going to be a method to it. So yeah, we'll just read broccoli, which will be February, March, April, May, June, and July. Technically, it's still in season, so I will take it, and maybe that's what I'll use the pouch for. Up next, carrot. Same planting season, which means it's planted. Corn will be out of season, though. It's a springtime crop. You can also say the same thing about lettuce. Matter of fact, these are going to be growing better than broccoli and carrots because they actually go into the autumn months, so these are very nice to have around. Cool. After a little bit of time sorting through them, we have our initial crop of broccoli, carrot, kale, lettuce, radish, and garlic. And I know I could be tooting my own horn, but this seems like a very nice, well-rounded, and diverse set of crops to get us started. Where is my dang shovel? I know it's somewhere around here, and if it's not here, it's gonna be at the barn. Yeah, we will have to head down there very quickly. And I do remember there being a zombie, so let me get ready to blow their head smooth off. 1. I'm gonna keep you around as like a really messed up training dummy, and hopefully this won't have the adverse effect of slowly building up the zombie's tolerance to bullets, thus making it bulletproof and it be the equivalent of a tyrant from Resident Evil. Surely that would never happen. We should have our shovel down here though. Yes, right over here. Perfect. It's a little bit broken, but it'll do its job. This will probably run into the night, but since we're in a pretty safe location, I'm okay with this. Hopefully, by tomorrow, we will have a beautiful garden that definitely won't take months to actually see fruit. Yeah, let's start digging. Now that's a farm to be proud of, everyone. I kind of have it all into little sections, so right over here is going to be the kale. Then we have the most common lettuce. Yep, right over there. We got carrots. And then this is half radish and half broccoli, and finally down here, we have our garlic. I still do need to water it, but I am in a lot of pain just from digging out all of the little furrows, so I was giving Melissa a bit of a break. But now it's time to actually fill it all up, because this is going to be the most time-consuming thing. But once we have this, we won't really have to worry about it. Oh wait, we do have the fertilizer. I'll save that for the morning. For now, let's get the water out of the way, because that is essential. A nice, foolhardy days of work, and finally we got a night's rest. In any other series, this would have given me a lot of relief, but in this series it gives me dread, because that gives the infection one more path to evolve, and today, I don't know what it's gonna be. Let's see, that seems the same. Look at that. We have an effect that makes things a wee bit more difficult for me. Autothesis, or however you say that. Gas builds up inside them, hydrogen sulfide and methane. They can explode when hit hard. So basically, if I go up to a bloated corpse and I give it the old London special, that is going to kill me instantly. Guns are a necessity now, and not wanting that to get even worse with sprinters, I think today we're gonna head out and do a wee bit of looting. The things I would really want right now is a car, maybe some more nails just to have, definitely fishing supplies. I love fishing supplies. Oh, and most importantly, a generator with a generator magazine. That is asking for a lot, and it's something I can definitely live without, but having a way to keep my crops from perishing as soon as I harvest them would be perfect, because I don't think there's food preservation for the game just yet, aside from canning, which is extremely expensive, especially when you compare it to something like drying. Also, I'm looking outside and the weather sucks. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna wait until it clears up a bit. Instead, what I'm gonna do is drop in some fertilizer, and if there's still a little bit of time to go around, why don't we go do a little bit of fishing? Yeah, you know what? That sounds freaking perfect. Anyways, where is the fertilizer? Oh yeah, I dropped it near the crops a while ago. And I do think our cash crop, no pun intended, is going to be the carrots, because they seem like they would last the longest. Oh damn, we actually get a lot of use out of this fertilizer. Yeah, we will be able to like fertilize 2 or 3 more plants after the carrots. So let me do the kale, because I feel like it would last. So let me do the radishes next. That seems like it would be a good investment. Boom, bingo, bango, and that will be it. Cool. Now let's go set up some nice fishing gear. As we already have the fishing rod, the fishing line, the hooks, and the bobber. I would like a few more bobbers, but one will do for now. Now the question, what kind of baits do we have? We actually don't have any fishing bait. That can be solved very easily though, by just foraging around a bit inside the fog. Either that or I could go to a, body and steal the maggots off of that, but that's disgusting on so many different levels. So we're just gonna look around a bit. Use our eyes. Those are mushrooms. Still pretty nice. That'll give me a little bit of XP. I'll take it. I definitely won't be eating it though. That is just a whole cow skull. Do you think I could use a rotten pillbug as a fishing lure still? Yes, okay, we have bait now. Which means it's time to catch Melissa some dinner. And what better place than our dock line? God, when you look at it like this, it really does look like Silent Hill, especially at the lakeside. Alright, I'm gonna look around, even if it's gonna be a little bit difficult, for any bubbles, and then I'll be able to cast out my line and get some fish. Ah, right there, we got some. Cool. Let me just throw it out there. Beautiful. I don't know how to fish, by the way, so this is going to be new for all of us. Okay, not bad. I'm guessing we just don't bring it in the red, and we will have a fish. Cool. Is that a real fish, or did I get scammed? And it looks like it ate my bait. Damn, dude. It's time to look for more little critters. And you know what, the more I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to save the looting and high action stuff for next time, and we're just going to take today easy. So before I do anything else along the foraging line, I'm going to be reading some books, having a nice little glass of water, and eating granola bars like it's the end of the world. Yeah, we deserve another little extended break, and it gives me some time to get a little bit more pep in my step, because right now, I'm kind of low on energy. So yeah, I'll be going through all of the magazines, and as soon as that's done, we will just go through foraging level 1 and aiming 2. A whole host of good knowledge to absorb, all from the comfort of my very own private dock. That's actually an entire library's worth of information we just absorbed in a single evening. A lot of it's also really helpful the more I'm looking at it, like growing your own crops. That teaches me just about every single crop's growing season, even without the seed packets. The Kentucky Farmer gives me mildew cures, and I did see one that was very, very nice. Yeah, right here. Angler USA, May 1993. It allows me to make my own fishing net, which is huge when we live at a seaside area, or I guess lakeside. And funny enough, making a fishing net is pretty cheap. We need 5 wire and 10 twine, and I'm pretty sure you can even dismantle it back for the wire you need, especially since we can make our own twine now. It's kind of a never-ending loop, so if I can get my hands on some wire, we could definitely get cooking with that. Sadly, I did not get through aiming 2 and foraging 1 just yet, but it's getting a little bit late, so I'm just gonna try and catch a fish for dinner tonight. which means I'm looking out for any little grub I can get my grubby mitts on. Let's also research the fishing rod to make our own. Cool. Our life is getting easier by the second to become a self-sufficient machine. I mean, at this point, we're playing in a woods, which is exactly how you survive this kind of apocalypse. Go right back to nature. Now, how hard is it to find a single bug out here? I don't think that's a bug, but I do enjoy getting another level of foraging. I'll take the flint nodule. Ah, that right there is what I'm looking out for, though. A little cricket. I will say that flint nodule would have me absolutely floored in the Iron Man run. Now, let's see if I can get my hands on just a few more caterpillars to hopefully catch a fish dinner. Okay, wow, we're already at level 2 foraging. I will say, finding critters is very difficult. We found more mushrooms. Oh my god! Death penalty. Where the hell did you come from, ma'am? You scared the ever-loving heck out of me. And now there could be blood on me. Way to go. Now I don't feel safe in my own home. Oh hey, we found our pill bug. A little bit too late, don't you think? But still, it's pretty nice. I will be grabbing some gasoline from my truck now, though. Do I have a rubber hose on me? Yes, I do. Which means the only thing I need is the gasoline. Why is it now that I'm finding everything? Oh wait, I know what it is. It's because my character's hungry. I think you do have a better chance of finding food and other supplies when your character's hungry, which is pretty cool. What's not so cool is she got back up immediately. Okay. Wait, no, that's a different zombie. Where the hell are these things coming from? And why are they disturbing my peace and my quiet? See you later, loser. Alright, where's the next one? Please don't set me on fire, game. That would be the last thing on my mind. Let's run away. Cool. That's the two taken care of. I still have no idea where they came from. Unless it was that damn barn zombie. I'm willing to walk down there because we can get foraging out of the way while going down there. Hey, this is not going to start like a forest fire, right? That would be a terrible way to lose my house. Ah, I'm sure it's nothing. I'll worry about it when it becomes my problem, directly. Wow, that is good, but also terrifying at the same time, because the zombies that we came across did not come from the way that I didn't clear out. They found their own way across, and in a different way. I don't know how to feel about that. So I'm not going to think about it, just like all the other problems I have right now. Instead, we have quite the haul of foraged goods, including a lot of insects, so I think we ought to go fishing for the last little bits of daylight. And since it's a little bit close to dawn, we should have a nice bonus to our fishing level. Ooh yeah, I already see some bubbles. That's a good sign that the fish are biting. Oh yeah, I have a good feeling about this one, guys. If I don't find any fish, or I catch any, I at least hope we can catch a fishing net. That way I can set up a non-renewable. That way I can set up a passive food source. Alright, we're outside. Let's get our fishing rod out, and let's start right here. Ooh, fish on, okay. It's casting in a little bit quickly, which makes me think it's a junk item, but it could be a hog. Come on now, let's see. I don't see anything. Ah, a little bait fish. That would be pretty sad, but you can use those as bait, so it's a self-feeding machine. And matter of fact, it might catch me something huge. So we will pop that on and recast that line out. At least we are catching things. What do we got? Ooh, is that a perch? I can tell from the little graphic. Oh, crappie. That is a perch. But still, pretty nice. Let's see if I can catch a few more of those. No catch. That's fine. Yep, just another little fish that looks to be a bluegill or a sunfish. Yo! Wait, that's actually awesome! We got a fishing net! Okay, wow, I can't believe I actually caught one of those up. With that, I can dismantle it, and let's see how much wire we get. We could set this thing up today, even. Hell yes, dude. Okay, we actually are fishing right now. We got one wire. Is that enough to make a fishing net? Yes, it is. Holy moly. That's awesome, dude. I really hope this one's a bow with infinity enchantment. Come on, let's see it. Big money, big money, big money. Just another little bait fish. Yes, that's another little fish, everyone. For a while, it felt like I was just catching trash, so seeing that was very nice. We still do have 3 more fish to go around, and I do think we will have enough fish for a small dinner. Yeah, that'll be about, what, like 21 hunger? It's definitely an uphill battle right now, but the more we fish, the better we'll get at it, and the bigger fish we will catch as a result. Yeah, look at that. That's at least, like, 12 inches. Yeah, it is. 12 centimeters. That is gonna be another little fillet. Ooh, this one's actually big. Minus 11 hunger. Okay, not bad. Do we want to see if I can catch just a couple more fish for tonight? Hell yes. Fish on, fish on. Hopefully this will be the final fish of the evening. If it isn't a tin can, a rag, a random boot, or another fishing net. I'm guessing it's gonna be another small reddier sunfish. Yes, it is. Okay, that'll be dinner. We did use up all of our bait, so we don't have any more of that. And I will say, look at that line condition on that fishing rod. This thing is gonna be able to catch so much fish, dude. We won't have to worry about food for a while at this rate. And I really do find it funny that this is how a lot of Project Zomboid runs will go. You know, it'll start fast, loud, in a rural neighborhood, and then it just becomes Stardew Valley once you actually start to get your, supplies all fixed up, everything all good. It's really damn peaceful, really, truly. So yeah, I'm gonna head inside and let's go start up our nice little fire. We do have some scrap wood here that I'll be able to use, and a plank. That should be more than enough. I won't be doing anything fancy with the fish, I just need the calories, because one of the big motivations for this is just how little weight we have. We're at 71 pounds, or 71 kilos, and constantly losing, which is not healthy at all. Let me go destroy this plank here, and then throw in 1 piece of firewood. That should keep it going for a while. I'll also throw all the scrap wood I want, and then we just throw in the fish. Bada bingo, and light it. We caught, what, 5 fish in total? All differing sizes. And I will say the highlight for this small catch is definitely the 13 centimeter reddier sunfish. This bad boy is going to give me minus 18 hunger, and most of it will be cooked. Cool. I am going to eat every single one of these things like a damn chip. That is a huge fish and not what I actually caught, but it's pretty funny. I'm actually kind of surprised this is making Melissa sad. If I were in this situation, I would be so damn happy. Just eating a nice, freshly cooked meal, and let's check our weight. We're still losing. It's going to be an uphill battle for that, but the better we get at fishing, the, less pronounced it'll become. Regardless, we are going to bed with a full stomach, and I do think this will be a good spot to end the episode. Next time, I am going to go out to loot, so we will be grabbing all of our firearms and seeing what kind of effect this will have on the zombie population. I don't see anything else that's new, so yeah, let's get some sleep. Anyways, if you guys have liked this episode, be sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone.